everyone. It's the Prez. It's first pitch. You can see I have a green screen behind me, a new camera. I'm shiny and ready to go. The studio will be set up in full swing for tomorrow's show. Today's show, fun show. Dave Cokin, my regular guest. My co-host, if you will, and Matt Joseph with us. Matt, we haven't had you on in a couple of weeks. How are you? What's going on, brother?
I would like to get a little easier victory lately. My last first five plays have either lost or pushed in the fifth inning, so I'm ready for easy victories.
One's coming up today, so don't you worry. An NFL preseason, it's already there. Tonight we got a full slate of games. You know, I like Indianapolis tonight, and I like Minnesota tonight, and especially Minnesota, because Minnesota, this team under Zimmer just keeps winning in the preseason, and Sean Payton could give a shit. Those are my preseason plays. We got baseball, though. We're taking apart all 8 games on the board. Dave, you've got an NFL preseason play up for tomorrow, right?
I have. Yeah, the Minnesota game that you mentioned is tomorrow, by the way, not tonight. But I have a free play on that game, and I have a best bet on the other game between the Bucs and Steelers. And I've got a landscaper outside the window, so sorry about the noise.
We can live with that. Are you getting some stuff done in the garden?
It's Thursday. I get a lot of stuff done on Thursdays here.
It's Thursday. That's the best answer ever. You buying a new house? It's Tuesday.
Comes over and does the inside, and then they do whatever they do on the outside.
Fair enough. Well, we'll just have to put up with the noise. Guys, before we get into first pitch, we got to do a little bit of small talk because our listeners love small talk. As well, we got some promotions we want to talk about. But Dave, the first thing I want to talk about is one of the comments. One of the comments up on our YouTube channel yesterday, written by Mayweather K7. I'll read it to you. Prez, you got to wake up, man. Most wins are by the run line. Lots of them also take down -2.5 in the run line. Just take any random day, 10 times over, and look at the margins of victory. Dave is informative, but very old school. He backs away from too many games. Don't be scared of the run line. What are your thoughts there, Dave?
My thoughts are that if you want to check my record for the baseball season, I'll bet I'm doing better than you.
Bam! Matt, does it get better than that as a response?
Maybe not. Possibly not, but it's been pretty good.
Yeah, listen, Mayweather, I'm willing to put $1,000 of my own money down on Dave, head-to-head against you from now till the end of the World Series.
I see that. I never do stuff like that. But I'll say this. It has been a nightmarish season for the books. Awful. And part of the reason is they're just getting crushed with Yankees and Astros runs line stuff. I mean, the public's having a very good year in baseball. Well, I like the way sometimes, but that stuff doesn't last forever.
I gave out the Yankees on the run.
I'm not knocking what anybody else does, but I'll stick with what I know works for me. Okay, this is the way I handicap.
Yeah, and Dave, I mean, listen, you're doubling people's bankrolls every baseball season, so we agree. Matt, what do you think about the run line?
I like the run line when you're getting, the home team plus 1.5 and maybe a blowout. There's one potential run line I like today, and if I can get a 1.5 at some games, why not?
Yeah, I think what the commenter is talking about is laying the runs line, which is way more popular with bettors, and it just happens that it's doing well this year. It's traditionally not a great bet. Okay?
Agreed. Okay, guys, let's get into some promotions that we want to give you. Dave Cokin, best college football handicapper alive. The last 2 years have been utterly ridiculous, over 60%. Dave, I told everybody we're going to give out a huge promotion for you. So bottom line is, Dave Cokin's college football, his season package is up. It's at WagerTalk. You guys can have 50% off his season package. That's half price. But we're only giving it out to the first 5 guys. The promo code Dave1, Dave2, Dave3, Dave4, and Dave5. The minute one of those are used, they will be deactivated. So I would pause the video right now and head over to WagerTalk.com and buy Dave Cokin's college football season. 50% off. Only 5 people are going to get it. It'll be gone by 6, 7 p.m. tonight. So pause the video and head over. Use the promo code Dave1, Dave2, Dave3, Dave4, Dave5 for 50% off of Dave Cokin's college football package all the way through to the national championship game. One other promo really quick to talk about, and that is Carmine Bianco. Carmine is on a 15-3 baseball run, You can have 1 month of his baseball season for $99. That's the next 30 days of baseball from Carmine for $99. Use the promo code CARM99. And lastly, Tony Finn has the play of the day over at WagerTalk.com. It's a 5% game of the month. He is on a 9-1 baseball run. 9-1 baseball run by Tony Finn. He's got a big 5% big ticket up for tonight. Boys, let's talk baseball. First game up on the board, Atlanta versus Miami. Atlanta came out at -200, Dave Cokin. It's been bet down. We got a -183 on the board from Grundy. You know, Atlanta, 5 games up to the over. It went over the total yesterday. They had a nice win, 11-7. They put up 11 runs yesterday, 12 runs the day before. Miami has lost 6 games in a row, 8 of their last 9. It's Hernandez versus Keuchel. I hand it to you, Mr. Cokin.
So Dallas Keuchel is this is kind of interesting, and it's a big picture, but I'll focus it on Keuchel. One of the things that's happening this year is that hard hit percentages are up for most pitchers. Okay, Keuchel is included in that group, 37.8% hard hit percentage. That's a career high. And that has a lot to do with the ball. No need to go into detail on that. Everybody knows the ball's juiced, and that's the way it is. The pitchers that I think it's having the most impact on are the pitch to contact guys, because obviously they're not out there blowing guys away with their stuff. They're pitching to contact. And Keuchel, this is really interesting. Now his fly ball rate is only 19.8%, which isn't high at all. He's still a ground ball pitcher. But on those fly balls, 1 out of 4 is leaving the ballpark.
Yeah.
So that I think this is the type of pitcher who's having they're impacted more by this juiced ball than power pitchers, if you will. That doesn't mean that Keuchel's a bad choice. It's just that there is more danger if he puts a couple of guys on and gives up a fly ball that it's going to turn into 3 runs. As for Hernandez, he's been good once through the order, and that's it. So I suspect the Marlins will probably only use him for 3 or 4 innings and then get him out of there. And maybe they can catch the Braves a little bit flat in a travel spot. I'm not going to bet on it. I think the price might be a shade high, but I didn't find Miami to be bettable here, even though I think there's a little bit of value on that side.
Dave, I agree with you 100% on the side, and I think people need to be careful in these travel days. I do like the over in this game, 8.5. I think, with Atlanta hitting the ball really well right now, and as you talked about with Keuchel, I think we're going to get a few runs from Miami. I think that number is pretty low. I would put it at around 9.5. So I think we're going to get maybe a 6-3 type of a game. I like over. Matthew, talk to me.
Well, I'm not a Keuchel guy. I don't think he's very good, and I think his stuff can be very mediocre. The guy has done well against the bad teams. He's pitched well against the Royals. He pitched well against the Marlins earlier this season. So, like, you can expect him to be successful here. The one stat I found, the Marlins have been a home underdog of plus 175 or more 10 times this season, and it's gone over 7 of those times. So that kind of goes along with your trend right there. If there was anybody else, I'd look at the first 5 under, but I'm not a big Hernandez guy. He doesn't strike anybody out, and the Braves could take advantage of him.
I agree with you, Matt. You guys can find Matt Joseph at sportsmemo.com. And Matt's known for his college football. Next week, I'll give out a college football package for you, Matt. Hopefully, you'll come back on the show if you still love us by then. Dave, let's talk about this Cincinnati game. Wood versus Hamels. And, we've got the Cubs favored here. We had an opener of Cincinnati at minus 110. It's been bet around. And the highest number now at Bovada is the Cubs at minus 128. But the line on a whole is around minus 120 with an over and under of 9.5. Really what interests me here is Cincinnati. They're only 4 games back on Milwaukee and Philadelphia for the final wild card. And although I don't think they're going to get there, they clearly are playing meaningful games. They've won 3 in a row in 4 of their last 5, and they are finally hitting the ball. They have gone over 4 games in a row. The Cubs, though, are hot, too. They just won 10-1 against Oakland, and they've won 4 of their last 5 games. We have a total of 9.5. Where are you going in this one?
Cubs have been fantastic at home and really bad on the road. So you do have to look at that immediately. But there are a couple of things in the pitching that I think maybe favor the Cubs a little bit, even though they're facing a lefty, which isn't great for them. But Hamels is in really good form. His last 7 starts, and one of those was the game where he had to leave after 1 inning. He's got a game score of 66, so he's pitching like old school Cole Hamels right now. Doesn't have the same velocity he used to, but the guy knows how to pitch. And he's been deadly first time through the lineup. Alex Wood is getting healthy for the Reds. He's had 2 starts. Looked better in the second one than the first. A little concerned with the ground ball rate, though. It's really, really low. 24% ground ball rate. You got to do better than that because fly balls in that ballpark, they can get out. Maybe a little lean to the Cubs. But like everything else on the baseball card today, I'm not going to be playing it.
He's Dave Cokin. I'm the Prez. Both of us you can find at WagerTalk.com. I'm passing on this game as well. Matt Joseph, what do you like?
Well, I got some Reds futures, so I'm hoping the Reds get the win in this game. The thing, and this will be a theme for me throughout the show, the youthful exuberance of the Reds. You got the Aquino kid coming up. Yeah. Van Meter's been hitting pretty well when he's in the lineup. I wish he would play more. The Reds just have this excitement. They have this momentum, and they sometimes, especially when you get a plus price, I like to kind of, especially at home, they've dominated the Cubs as of late. The one thing you definitely bet on, Michael Lorenzen's going to get in the game. He's leading in appearances with 70 so far this year of all the relievers. The Reds bullpen scares me, so maybe a Reds first 5 play here. You go and you get Wood, and you get that lineup, and maybe they take an early lead.
Listen, Matt, we know as a fact we all like Wood.
Chopping it or cutting it?
Oh, Matt, maybe one of the listeners will get it. San Francisco, Baumgartner versus Nola, a pitching duel. Philadelphia holding on to tied with Milwaukee for the final wild card. San Fran 3.5 games back. Philadelphia, they've lost their last 2 games. They've been zigzagging before that. And San Fran has come down to earth, Dave. They've lost 4 in a row. They got swept by Washington. And they also are not hitting the ball.
Their offense stinks.
Yeah, that's what we're seeing right now, and it's probably why there's a 7.5 on the board. San Fran was favored by minus 110. It's now minus 114 in the other direction. Where are you going to go in this one?
I guess I'd lean under. The Giants aren't hitting. The Phillies really aren't hitting that all that much themselves. I think you can make a case for the first 5 under. Full game unders I have no interest in, particularly with both guys, Nola and Bumgarner, not real good third time through the lineup. 6.68 ERA for Nola on the year, 5.31 for Mad Bum on the year. You want him early if you want a pitcher's duel here. And I think there's a good chance you get one. Nola's pitching really well for the most part. The Phillies win when he takes them out. They've won 7 of his last 8. The Giants have also won 7 of Bumgarner's last 8 starts. So he's not an ace anymore, but he's kind of impersonating one, at least for the time being. That's probably the lean I would have here is first 5 under. It's really tough with a number like that, though. And, one error or one good hit with men on base, and you're in deep trouble with that. So I have a tendency not to play first 5 unders when it's such a low number, but that's the way I'd lean.
Matt, like Cincinnati getting a little bit of money at home, I feel the same about San Francisco. I know they've lost 4 in a row, but they do have their veteran monster on the mound. I think San Fran is the play here.
The Giants have scored 18 runs their last 7 games. Nola is the only thing you can pretty much count on Philly. Last 9 starts, he's allowed 3 runs or less 7 times. The funny thing is, I don't know if you look at historical trends, the last 2 times he's been in San Francisco, he's gotten shelled. Now, granted, that was 2016 and 2017. He's a different pitcher, but I kind of agree with Dave. I mean, the first 5 under, if you could get maybe a 4, I don't know if there's 4s or 3.5s out there, but if you can get a 4, I would look at that first 5 under in this one.
Guys, real quick, don't sleep on Dave Cokin's college football. I'm sure 2 packages have already been purchased. Pause this video right now. Head over to WagerTalk.com. 50% off of Dave Cokin's college football season all the way through to the national championship game. That's 50% off. Use the promo code DAVE1, DAVE2, DAVE3, DAVE4, DAVE5. The minute it's been used, it's deactivated. Head over there. Dave, really quick, tell us about your college football.
Well, 2 things. One, going back to the Phillies-Giants, the under is 4, but it's juiced. So minus 125. I don't know. I'm not crazy about that. What do you want to know about college football?
How good are you, baby?
I think I'm pretty good. It's been my best return on investment sport for 4 decades.
Yeah.
My power ratings are set for the season. I've mapped out basically every team in terms of where I think they're going to be strong or not. Now, whether that we don't chisel that stuff in stone because current form plays into it, but I feel real good about getting out there and doing it again this season.
Yeah. So Matt, you don't know Dave that well, and you don't really know how actually great he is in college football. I want to give you a little bit of analogy. So pretend you're talking to Brad Pitt. You're like, yo, Brad, how good looking are you? And Brad's response is, I'm okay. That's literally what Dave Cokin just did. You are too humble for me, Dave.
No, I'm not humble. I'm not humble at all. I just never been big on hype.
Well, I am Mr. Hype. So head over to WagerTalk.com and get Dave Cokin's college football season for half price. Dave 1, Dave 2, Dave 3, Dave 4, Dave 5. Colorado versus San Diego, Gray versus Lauer. Line really hasn't moved at all. It's San Diego minus 108. There's an over and under in this game of 8. San Diego on a free fall. Out of it for the year. Same with Colorado. Colorado has lost their last 2 games in a row. San Diego, 3 of their last 4 games. I'm looking at the over here, Dave. I hand it to you.
I don't know about that. Gray's, he can blow up, but Gray's been pretty good. And Lauer was outstanding in his last start. He's going to come into this game pretty confident. I mean, he shut down a very good lineup in his last start. And he's been great the first time through the order. Now, after that, it gets dicey. It gets really dicey. I mean, this is a huge disparity. I think it's 1.8 ERA first time through the order. 7.8 second time through the order. So hitters do have a tendency to solve him. The Rockies lineup right now is, they lost one of their key guys in David Dahl, and even against a lefty, I think that's somewhat meaningful. Don't like the Rockies team at all right now. The Padres, they're not playing real good baseball. Lauer's been good at home. Lean Padres and under. That's about all I'm going to do there.
Matt, I'm going to stay on my overthought. Colorado in their last few games, run-wise, 3.6655. San Diego, 2.910. I think this is a low total. Although I like the under in the first half of this game, I think we're going to get it over the total by the ninth inning.
I can see that too.
Well, that's ironically what my free play is on Sports Memo is the first 5 under. I think you look at these two pitchers, and Eric Lauer has terrible numbers against Colorado. He's gotten shelled by them twice, but they were both in Coors Field. His only time facing him in San Diego was a pretty good one last year. I think John Gray, on the road, not a bad pitcher. I think, as you said, once or twice through the lineup. So the first 5 under is my free play over on Sports Memo.
There you go, and you can find Matt every day at sportsmemo.com. Yankees versus the Blue Jays. Dave, this Blue Jay team is becoming a little bit fun to watch. Bichette is just hitting the ball all over the place. 9 or 10 games in a row with a double. It's just amazing. They've got a real good young hitting squad right now. And they're playing the Yankees. And the bottom line here really is the Yankees are going over the total every frickin' game. They've gone over 4 in a row. They just beat Baltimore 4-2. They've won 8 games in a row, all of them by the run line. I'm going right back to the well here, Dave, and I know 10.5 is a big number. But Toronto is hitting the ball and the Yankees are unstoppable. I think we're going to get a 12-13 run game.
Wouldn't surprise me. Herman, they usually hit for him, which, he's pitched okay, but they're 15-3 when he starts. So they usually get him runs. Not sure Thomas Pannone is going to shut down this Yankee order.
Yeah, you think?
Well, he's done okay his last 2 starts since they said, here, you're in the rotation for the rest of the season. So he's getting a real thorough audition for next year here. But, look, the Yankees lineup they're just killing everybody right now. They're probably going to win the game. It's a big price. I can't argue. Look, I guess, what was his name? Mayweather, the commenter?
Yeah.
I can't argue against him going the runs line route here. Logically, it figures to get there.
Yeah, listen, I obviously I've been telling everybody to play the Yankees run line every game. I'm worried about this game. I actually think the Jays might be a live dog in this spot. I think, the Yankees on their 4th road game in a travel situation. And Toronto is a team now that is playing, they're just playing fun baseball right now. They've won 7 of their, what?
I said they're already starting to play for next year with the kids in the lineup, and I think there is a lot of enthusiasm there right now.
And I think that's what's going to make them tough for the rest of the season. We've already seen them. They've won 7 of their last 10 games, and they're hitting the ball, Dave. I'm not going to take Toronto because I don't like betting against the Yankees right now, but
right.
I don't think the Yankees on the run line is the play tonight. And that's why if you think the Yankees are going to get their 7 or so to hit that run line number, just take over the total. Matthew Joseph, what do you like in this game?
I think I'm trying to convince myself, but maybe the Blue Jays run line the first 5 innings, maybe. Look, they're hitting the ball. They're playing well. I don't love the Pannone kid. Herman has given up 6 home runs his last 3 starts. I don't think he has the best stuff in the world. Maybe you get a Yankee team that was tired after scoring after all those runs in Baltimore. I like the Blue Jays. Your over seems like a good play here. But maybe the Blue Jays in the first 5 and they catch them by surprise a little bit.
Yeah, and I don't mind that at all, brother. Real quick, guys, as you can see, we have a green screen behind me. We're going to be hopefully doing the new show tomorrow. Tomorrow's show is Dave Cokin and Brian Leonard. And look at this, Matt. I want to show you something. Are you ready? Look at this. Look at this. Ho-ho! Look at that mic.
That's what you get for showing off.
Yeah, look at that mic, dude.
That was impressive.
Yeah, it's just not working right now. But it's coming. It's coming. And look at this. Look at this. Ready? Look at this. Look at soundboard, baby. Ho-ho! Prez is ready to go. Real quick, guys. Carmine Bianco, 15-3 baseball run. Head over to WagerTalk.com. Grab a month of his baseball for only $99. Use the promo code CARM99. That's CARM 99. Matthew, next time you're on, I will have a promotion for you. That I promise. And also, listeners, if you are watching tomorrow and in the future with our new format, there will be an intro. And we're also going to be running a couple of 30-second commercials inside of our show. So make sure to check that out.
I do have to comment on something here. I hate to tell you this, but Matt's board is bigger than yours.
Yeah, here's the difference. Matt didn't pay for his board, nor does he own his board. He just uses that board.
How do you know? Matt? As far as I know, Matt owns that board.
This is the station's board, the station's camera, the station's stuff behind me, the station's everything.
Come on, Matt, lie.
Lie, Matt, lie!
I'm a great handicapper, and I own all this stuff. This is the reason why.
Now we're talking.
There you go.
That'll teach him.
Okay, Matt's board is bigger than mine. Boston, Chris Sale on the mound here, Dave. Minus 240. The total is 11. And man, like we spoke about this yesterday. I told you.
Yeah, I know.
I told you
got to push.
What?
And you probably would have won it if the rain hadn't come.
Yeah, so, and you guys were laughing at me, and here we go again.
No, I wasn't laughing at you. I just couldn't bet on Sparkman on the road.
He's terrible.
Pathetic.
Yeah, I don't know what to do.
The Red Sox, you can't.
This is a pass. This is an outright pass.
Because Chris Sale, if he's got his stuff, is going to shut this team down. And the Angels are in as much of a free fall as the Red Sox. But I don't see any consideration at all for laying more than $2 with a Red Sox team that looks like they just want the season to end at this point. And by the way, they're 8-15 when Sale starts. So you got a team that's 8-15 with their pitcher, and they're laying well over $2. No, not interested. And Dylan Peters actually pitched really well in his last game, for what it's worth.
Dave, we are on the same page of this. I mean, I don't have to bet this game. I can't take Boston. I think there is value on the Angels, but it's not. It's one of those things where I don't actually think the Angels are going to win this game. So
I think this is. You can argue that. Oh, I don't know. Maybe if you had a Baltimore-Detroit series or something, that would be worse. But in terms of teams that look like they might have packed it in for the season, this weekend series between the Angels and Red Sox looks like the prototype for that.
Yeah, while you were talking, I was just doing a Terry Crews and checking me out on my new camera. These are some serious packs, say Matt.
No comment.
What do you like on this game, brother?
Well, I just want to tell you guys, I saw a story yesterday. Alex Cora says they found another mechanical flaw, so everything's going to be fine with Chris Sale tonight. I mean, I wish it was only that easy that we could be like, oh, there's the problem, then everything's great. I'm probably not touching this game. If the Red Sox can't hit Sparkman, they may not be able to hit Peters. So, yeah, this is a pass.
I'm with you 100%. Kansas City, Lopez on the mound, playing Detroit, Boyd on the mound. Nobody gives a shit about this game from a fan perspective. But, hey, let's make some money. Detroit came out at minus 145. They've been bet up to minus 168 with an over and under of 9.
Well, that means the sharp market likes Detroit, and good luck to them.
Yeah. What do you like, Dave?
I'm not. Are you kidding? I'm not. I wouldn't touch this game with a 10-foot pole. Lopez is terrible, but he might look good against this Tigers lineup. Boyd is actually turning into one of the unluckiest pitchers in baseball because he keeps on throwing decent starts.
Yeah, he's got a great strikeout ratio.
Yeah, I mean he's had a nice season. But the Tigers have lost 10 of his last 11 starts, 7-16 for the year. And the obvious reason, you don't have to delve real deeply into it, they can't hit. They're just an awful baseball team. So, the idea of laying 160. I mean, the one thing you can say, well, the Royals had to stay up late at Fenway Park last night and sit through an interminable rain delay before they suspended the game, and now they have to travel in. But there's basically, well, not basically, there is no chance I'd lay $1.60 with the Tigers.
Yeah,
I wouldn't lay $1.60 with the Tigers against the AAA team.
Yeah, I was just about to say that, Dave. Matt, Joseph, I'm passing on this one. What do you like?
I really would. If there was anybody other than Lopez, I'd go first 5 under, but then again, you're not getting 9. This is the 6th time Lopez has seen the Tigers this year because he's faced them as a reliever and then as a starter. I think in April he faced them. He's got bad numbers. Royals hitters are hitting .311 against Boyd this year. He's actually struggled a little bit against KC, but yeah, I'm not touching this game. I wish anybody other than Lopez was pitching because I would have gone first 5 under.
Matt, Dave, Cokin, Teddy covers, and myself are going to be doing a college football show every week. We will be taping on Tuesdays. We'll be taking apart a ton of the games on the board. It's a 1-hour show. It's going to be our flagship college football show. I'm thinking maybe you should pop your head in every Tuesday for 5 to 10 minutes and give us a mid-major Matt preview. What do you think?
Well, if you allow me to plug for 1 second on my Twitter account, I broke down and gave facts on every single FBS FCS game in week 1. I'm waiting for those lines to come out because there are several live dogs in the FCS level this week in week 1.
So is that a yes or a no?
Heck yeah, of course I'll be here with all my equipment in the background.
Okay, beautiful, because now as we're going to be doing the new format, I can edit people out, stick them in. Well, that's a good shot right there.
I keep my equipment in the background.
Yeah, Dave, let's not talk about your equipment. Cleveland versus Minnesota. Mini is -104. Man, this is going to be a fun game and a fun series.
Game of the night, series of the night. Great matchup in game 1. Clevenger, good manager by Francona. He's not, we're not using Clevenger in this doubleheader. We're going to give him an extra day off so he can face the Twins. And the Twins send Gibson to the mound. A couple of bad games for Minnesota, but and that lead, who knows? They could be in second place by the end of the weekend. It's possible. But Minnesota's going to be confident because they went into Cleveland right after the All-Star break in a similar situation. Yeah. It took 2 out of 3 from the Indians. And Gibson, look, he's not as good as Clevenger. There's no question about the better pitcher here. It's Clevenger. But Gibson's been a guy who just keeps on winning games. Or the team keeps on winning when he pitches. They're 15-7 this year, and they won his last 3 starts last year. So last 25 starts for Gibson, the Twins are 18-7. He's very tough first 2 times through the order. Now, this is going to be a big key here. I think this is a game where I am going to watch this game with the intent of possibly playing the Indians in-game. Because if we can get a low-scoring game that's tied, or the Twins are maybe ahead 2-1 or something like that going into the later innings, that's when I want to jump on the Indians because Clevenger's much better at getting through a lineup 3 times than Gibson is. Look at these numbers on Gibson. 278, 270, first 2 times through the order. Real good. 3rd time through the order. And Rocco Baldelli's got to be aware of this. 9.33 ERA the 3rd time through the order. Once hitters get a look at him a couple of times, they hit him. So I'm going to be really interested to see if Baldelli trusts Gibson, if the game's close, if he trusts him to go 3rd time through the order. And if he does, I'm going to jump on the Indians live at that point.
Yeah, this game is one of those just got a must-watch games. I mean, this whole series, Cleveland's only 2 back on Minnesota, but both are playing good ball. Minnesota just lost their last 2, however. Yeah, Dave?
Yeah, those were interleague games. And one thing, this is big on the Indians. I mean, it took until August, or almost August, but Jose Ramirez is on fire. And he changes that entire lineup. Ramirez was actually a liability for them the first half of the season. Just a complete mystery as to how he went as bad as he did. But boy, is he hot now. And I mean, Matt, he's a lineup transformer by himself. When he gets rolling like this, he can carry a team.
Yeah, and Lindor has good numbers against Gibson, too. I would never throw to Lindor. I'd intentionally walk him. I don't care if it's the top of the first. He's like their best hitter, and he seems like he's always on. I'd also like to use this time to beg. I need 3 more stinking home runs from Yasiel Puig for a future I put down before the season. He's gone ice cold with regards to, I think, like 2 weeks. The thing about Clevenger, so Clevenger is the better pitcher. He's allowed 7 runs his last...
You have like 7 weeks to get 3 home runs?
We'll get those in a week.
Come on, dude.
That's Puig.
That's what you're begging for? In poker, we would say that's your one time?
Yeah, I'll buy that ticket from you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just
I'll
saying,
take it for it at 90 cents on the dollar.
Well, no, I'm not gonna sell it. I'm not doing any of that sort of stuff. But I'm just saying he's been really cold when it comes to that, 2 weeks or so. So here's the thing about Clevenger. 7 earned runs his last 6 starts, but those starts came against the Angels, Royals, Jays, Tigers, Royals again, and the Twins. Not saying he's not a bad pitcher. I think he's very good, and I would like to back him, but he's gotten really healthy lately on some of the garbage in the American League.
He's Matt. I'm the Prez, Dave Cokin. Real quick, run down our promos for the day. Dave Cokin's college football season, half price off to the first 5 guys. Head over to WagerTalk.com. Dave 1, Dave 2, Dave 3, Dave 4, Dave 5. Carmine Bianco, 15-3 in baseball. $99 for the rest of his for a month of his baseball. Carb 99. And Tony Finn on a 9-1 run. His play of the day is up right now. It's a 5-unit play over at WagerTalk.com. Boys, thank you so much for joining us. Great show. Dave and Brian Leonard tomorrow, and hopefully our new studio up and functional. Prez, out.